Okay, welcome back to the channel. What's better on a Friday night than cracking a beer and throwing a few snags on the barbie? Well, what I've done is I've made my own venison sausages. So this video will all be about me making venison sausages for the first time. So I hope you enjoy. Never made them before, first time doing it. It's from shooting the stag and the hind, harvesting the meat, and then making some jalapeno venison sausages. So the video will be a step-by-step of me making the sausages. If you do enjoy this video, or you are enjoying some of the videos I'm putting out, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. That really helps the channel out, so hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this one, hit the like button, and make sure to leave a few comments down below. So let's see how I got to this stage. So what we'll do is we'll rewind and we'll start at the beginning. Let's do it. Okay, welcome back to the channel. So you would have seen in one of my previous videos that I've recently got back from a successful hunting trip. Managed to harvest a stag and a hind. So something I've always wanted to do but I've never really got around to it is make sausages. So this video is all going to be about me giving it a crack to try and make sausages for the first time. So like I was saying, I've never made sausages before. So what I've done is I've jumped on YouTube, I've asked a few mates, and I think I have everything sorted now to give it a crack and make sausages for the first time. So main ingredients I'm going to need is venison. So I got that here. For this batch I'm going to do about 5 kgs of venison. I've also purchased some pork fat, so I went down to the local butcher, got some pork fat which I'm going to mix in with the venison. So for those that aren't aware, venison is an extremely lean meat. So what we need to do is add a little bit of fat into the sausages to help give it a bit of moisture, and so it's not super dry. So you still get the venison flavour, you get the moisture of the pork fat coming through, and hopefully they will be delicious. Now the other thing I didn't have, which of course you're going to need, is a mincer. So I jumped online, looked around, and I've decided, well I ended up spending a little bit more than what I thought it was going to be. What I've done is I've purchased, I think it's a Luvele Eclipse, just online. They are $250 delivered. I did look at the ones for around 120, 130 bucks, but decided I'd splash out a little bit more and hopefully this will last me a long time. One thing I also looked into was how I was going to make my sausages. So I've got the mincer for mincing. However, there are different options for actually making the sausages itself. I did look at the different fillers, you know, get the horizontal and vertical fillers, but we're spending 250 bucks on the mincer. I'm hoping it's going to do the whole lot. So time will tell, but yeah, worth a shot. So a few other tips. What I've done is I've just got the mincer out of the freezer. So I've oiled it, I've put it in the freezer to keep it nice and cold. What I'm going to do is do the pork fat first. This venison is still thawing out, so my plan is to let the venison thaw out, or keep it as cold as possible, mince it, mix it with the pork fat, add my secret ingredients, and then hopefully straight into the sausage filler. For this batch of sausages, what I'm going to be doing is making a bit of a jalapeno spicy chili venison sausage. So I got the jalapenos, got the venison, got some chili flakes, got a bit of onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper, all in together, and then finally push that through into the sausage casing. Okay, plan of attack. I'm going to put the venison away in the fridge. Just want to try and keep that just at a slow defrost. I'll grab out the pork fat and then we'll give this mincer a go. Okay, so that's the pork fat I've purchased. So I'm doing 5 kgs of venison and doing about 1.5 to 1.7 kgs of pork fat. Okay, go time. Okay, so far so good. That was nice and simple, nice, easy, straight through. What I'm thinking is I might reduce the size of the disc just to get a finer blend of fat. So I'm going to try that now. Okay, so super happy with that. That mincer just made light work of, I know it's about 1.5 kgs of pork fat there. So yeah, super quick, super easy. I'm going to break this back down, give it a good clean out, wait for the venison to defrost a bit more, then I'll run the venison through as well. Okay, so that's all cleaned up. That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Piled full of fat, I thought it'd be a bit of a mission. 5 minutes, cleaned up, re-oiled, throw it back in the freezer. So when the venison's ready to go, pull it out, and we're back into it. Okay, and I'm back. It's the next morning, and what I've had is the venison in the fridge, defrosting overnight. So now hopefully it should be thawed enough and we can run it through the mincer. Just got this out of the freezer, so nice and cold, really cold in fact. So we'll cut our first one open. So what I've done with this, just so you're aware, is when I got home I cleaned it all up, got rid of all the sinew, chopped it up already and then cryovac it and put it in the freezer because I was waiting for the mincer to turn up. So now I've pulled it out of the freezer, let it thaw overnight, or slightly thawed, and then I'm going to mince it up, make my sausages today, and then I'm going to freeze my sausages again. So I've done a bit of research to check if it is okay to refreeze the venison once you've made your sausages, and the general consensus is yes it is, but I'm going to try and keep everything as cold as possible, get it done, get the sausages made, and then get them back in the freezer. Okay, let's see how this thing goes through venison. Okay, so that was probably approximately 1 kg of venison, and I've gone for quite a coarse mince, I suppose you call it. But they just nailed through it. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Look at that, beautiful. Okay, as quick as that, I've got 5 kgs of venison mince. So yeah, that went really well. Just chewed through it. Probably took me, I don't know, 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, and 5 kgs done and dusted, all ready to go. So that's going to go back in the fridge. Going to give this a clean up, get rid of this, and then look at mixing our mince with our pork fat, and then working on what else we're going to add to our sausage mix. So for this one, I'm thinking a bit of a spicy jalapeno concoction. But what I'll do, I'll get this cleaned up, and then we'll get back into it and start making the sausage mix. Okay, next step is I'm going to mix the venison mince with the pork fat. So like I said previously, I'm trying to get about a 30% ratio to pork fat to venison. So I'll just add this in. So for this batch, what I've decided is to do a bit of a spicy sausage mixture. So I've got some jalapenos, I've got some onion salt, garlic powder, chili flakes, Italian herbs, salt and pepper, and also going to add some cheese to the mixture. So one thing I'm not sure about is quantity, quantity of cheese, jalapenos. So my plan is add some in, mix it up, and then do a little bit of a test and try and see what it tastes like. I want a little bit of spice for these ones, I don't want to be too overpowering, so I don't want to get too carried away. I'm thinking 5 jalapenos is probably not going to be enough now seeing the size of the mixture, but we'll give it a go. Okay, some Italian herbs. Plenty of pepper. Okay, mixing time. Okay, so that's my kind of first pass at it. What I'm going to do, because I've never made sausages before, I'm just winging the recipe. I'm going to set up a little fry pan, have a quick cook up, and see what they taste like. I don't want to go through make 6 kgs of shit tasting sausages, so let's set the cooker up, get one of these on there and see what it tastes like. So I just grabbed some sausage mix just from a couple of random spots. Throw those on and see how they go. Hopefully delicious. Okay, let's try one of these out. Not too bad. Definitely a bit of heat there. Not bad. Actually pretty good. Maybe a little bit dry, so might just add a little bit more fat and a little bit more cheese, but a bit of heat to it, a bit of warmth. Pretty good. Okay, so I was pretty happy for that first taste test. What I did notice, maybe a little bit dry, especially if I only cooked that really quickly and they're already starting to dry out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit more pork fat, not going to get too carried away. I'll just get a little bit more fat in there. And I'll mix that all in. Gonna go for a little bit more cheese. There's enough heat in it, so no more chili flakes, no more jalapenos, so they actually did the job. Don't look too overpowering, but still definitely has a little bit of warmth to it. A little bit of cheese. A little bit more of the Italian herbs. And a little bit more garlic powder, just to get that a little bit more garlicky flavour coming through. And finally, just a little bit more of pepper. And mix it in. I've got my bloody table propped up on some bricks, so I was keeping an eye on it that I'm not gonna all come crashing down. And for those that are interested, that's the kind of consistency that I've got in my mix. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that. So now it is going to be the time to try and use this sausage filler. So I suppose this is the part that I've been the most worried about, especially going to try and do it by myself. So I'll get the whole casing, we'll desalt that. So we'll jump up at the kitchen, get that desalted, and then get the mincer set up with the sausage filler attachment. And we'll give it a crack. So yeah, a little bit worried about it, but we'll see. Put this back in the fridge. This is looking really good. We'll get this whole casing sorted and then get this mincer set up. Okay, so just jumped up into the kitchen, and what I'm going to do now is prepare the hog casings. Well, I'm going to try to. One thing I was quite surprised is how expensive they are. I don't know if I can get it at cheaper places, but where I went, Jack Purcell Meats, it was $89 a kg. So I've got 0.13 of a kg here. I've got no idea how much sausage it's going to make, but we'll look, see. This is all salted. Okay, so there's why. So what I'm going to try and do without ruining my casing is connect one end to the hose. Be careful of not to try and get it too blocked, which it looks like it is there, so I'm going to stop this. Let's work out what's going on here. Okay, that looks like it's going to be a bit easier. I can see now why, so 0.1 of a kg has made a fair few, well, there's a lot of casing here. Okay, next step is going to be to put the casing onto my sausage filler. So we'll see how this goes. What I've done is given this a light oil up, and hopefully okay, so I've filled it up to there. I think for my first lot I'll call it a that. So what I'm going to do is just cut this. And tie it off. Then I'll take this downstairs and we'll start trying to do the sausages. Okay, moment of truth, let's see how we go with this. So I got two settings on the mincer. I'm going to put it on the first, so the slowest speed. Okay, so the start was a fail, as you can see. Not controlling the speed of the mince going in, but now they are looking like some good sausages. So I'm going to try and get this a little bit organised. So what I'm going to do now is just try cutting this off, tying a knot, just to practice actually tying off the sausages. So I started on my second run, just redid my sausage casing onto the filler, and we'll keep ticking along. Delicious. So impressions of the mincer / sausage maker is awesome, man. I was a bit skeptical about the sausage filler aspect, but I'm smashing out sausages super quick, doing it by myself, no dramas. Load her up, smash it through, and yeah, and then roll them, and then boom, done. So yeah, for a one piece unit, I was really contemplating grabbing one of the dedicated sausage fillers, but stoked I haven't. This one is just making light work of these snags. And there we go. Beautiful. Okay, so the sausages are made. Here we have our 6 kgs of sausage, all made, and what I've done is borrowed a cryovac. So I'm going to cryovac the sausages, put them in the freezer. Just cryovacing the sausages is going to help, keep them. And yeah, it's just, I think, a bit of a nicer way to package them, as well as when you give them to mates, and that looks a little bit more professional. But yeah, very happy with how these have turned out for my first batch, and let's get these sealed up. Okay, try a bag, see if I can work out which is our first lot of 6. There we go. What I'll do, into the bag. Like that. And there's our first lot of sausages. What I'm also going to do is just write the date and what type. So jalapeno sausage. That way when they're in the freezer, you pull them out, you can keep track of when you made them and what exactly they are. And there we go, first one's done and dusted. Straight into the freezer. Okay guys, that wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed my first attempt at making venison sausages. If you did, please hit that like button, and if you want to see more, hit subscribe. I'll catch you guys all in the next video.